Welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Shout out to our sponsors. First up, as usual, we have Defend Hawaii. They're one of our main sponsors. They have a store in Winter Mall called No One. Go check them out. They sell other things too, but they have all the Defend Hawaii stuff there. You can also go on their website, defendhawaii.com. If you use promo code ATBPOD, you'll get 15% off your entire purchase order. Next up, we have iRep Detail Supply. If you want to clean your car or make it look nice or smell good or vacuum it, go check out iRep Detail Supply. They're located at Temple Valley Shopping Center. And you can also check out their website, irepdetailsupply.com. Use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout. You'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Last up, we have Hawaii Candy Factory. If you check them out, if you see their stuff everywhere, you'll see these little packs of candy called noms. And basically, it's your favorite candies drenched in lihimui and lemon peel and all this. My favorite is the Gushers. It's Gushers with lemon peel on top, and it's amazing. Go check them out. Go to hawaiicandyfactory.com, promo code ATBPOD upon checkout. You'll get 10% off your entire purchase order. So this week, my guest is someone I'm really excited to have on, and I'm sure you guys all seen his posts on Instagram. He's pretty much the news reporter for the people, and he runs a segment called Keeping You Current. Is Justin KAINOA. How you been, bro? This is a trip that you're on my show.
I'm stoked to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm glad you reached out, and I'm so glad to talk story with you. I think for me, as a aspiring journalist, it's cool to be on this end of the story, right? Normally I'm on your side telling the story,
Yeah,
asking the questions, but so it's cool to have this opportunity. I appreciate it.
bro. So how did you even get started doing this? Because when I first seen your videos, I actually thought you were part of like a KITV or Hawaii News Now or something like that. And then I realized, oh, he's just doing it on his own. Like the,
Yeah.
your what you're doing, your content is so different than what I've been seeing. It's refreshing and it's innovative. And I think it's super cool what you're doing, bro. How'd you even start getting into
Oh,
this?
appreciate it. Thanks. I like that you said that because I think for me, my mission and why I do what I do is because during COVID, we'd watch the news. It would be the same story after story. We talk about COVID. We talk about the numbers. We talk about these new variants. And I think for me, like a lot of other people, the news just started to get depressing and it just was nobody wanted to watch it anymore. So I was trying to figure out a way to have the news be a source that's still enlightening, but also entertaining while being able to share with the people maybe things that the TV can't necessarily say, but maybe I can say because I'm not monitored or managed a certain way. So it all started really at the beginning of COVID. I shot a video at Ala Beach Park with no intention for it to take off or get shared the way it did. Um, but it just started off with a simple segment. The beaches opened up during COVID for the first time in a long time. Shot a video. There was a couple there doing some things on the beach that you normally don't do. Um, Posted it on Instagram, and after that, I just started doing more stories after that.
That's insane. So I
Yeah,
guess a lot of things derive from COVID, and I mean, my podcast happened because of COVID. But
nice.
were you previously in journalism or public speaking? Because you have that voice and the delivery, bruh. It's like you're
Oh,
legit, like you're legit, bro.
oh, thanks, dude. I've never taken a journalism class. I don't have a news or journalism background. I did work for a news station for a few months here in Hawaii. I was not a part of the news team, but I did tell the general manager at the time that I wanted to be a part of news. and he kind of told me that it wouldn't work out for me. You know, I didn't have the experience. I'd have to start in the back room and that type of thing. So it was a little discouraging. So I took this opportunity during COVID to start shooting my own videos, making my own clips. And I think it worked out better that way for me. You know, I have the opportunity to meet more people, share stories the way I want to share them. So it worked out, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And so is it you who's editing this? And what, do you have a camera guy? Or like, I have so many questions about what you do,
Great
man.
question. It's a total one-man show for me. So I shoot, I edit, and then I post it all to Instagram on my own. Sometimes if I'm with a friend or if I'm with family, they'll shoot for me, but it's just me, my tripod, my iPhone, and I bought this little microphone from Amazon, and that's it. That's all I do.
Bro, that's super cool. So do you
Yeah.
taught yourself how to edit, or you had training?
Uh, I would say throughout middle school and high school, I was always interested in um like movie making classes. I would
Oh,
like to
okay.
do like music video type things, editing. So I think the classes I took helped me with editing on the phone. So I just use my iMovie. It's a free app. Throw my clips together, put some audio over it, maybe some transitions if I want to get fancy, put my little Justin Kainoa logo in the corner, and yeah, all on my own.
That's insane. So you're pretty much a one man show, one man newscast.
It is. It's a one-man show. It's when I have time. It's never scripted. If I'm just out somewhere and I see something happening, I'll capture it, try to post it. Um, hopefully in time so that people know about it. But I've had some cool opportunities to work with other businesses, other athletes, local people, um, getting to talk story with folks like you. So it's been a great experience.
That's awesome. So I guess you're uh because news is always like, okay, they're gonna film something and then you're gonna have to wait for it at 5 o'clock.
Mm,
Yours is immediate. Like you could do it pretty quick, but
yeah.
do you seek out stories or just happen chance that you're there? Because I remember seeing a clip that you did for Dave and Buster's. I'm like, did you go there just to
Oh
do
yeah.
that, or were you coming out the movie? And like, okay, wait, let's run this thing right now. Like,
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Wherever I am, if something happens, I'll shoot. So like the Dave and Buster's one, I was actually there for a friend's party. It was the middle of COVID. We were on the rooftop. We had a couple drinks, and then all of a sudden we're getting told by the staff, get out, we're shutting down. So as we're leaving, I'm trying to figure out like what's going on, why are we leaving? And then as soon as we exited, that's when I shot a quick clip. But there's, yeah, no, a lot of the stories I cover, I don't go out of my way to find. They just luckily happen to be there when I'm there, you know? So yeah, it's crazy the timing on some things.
that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
obviously you enjoy what you're doing, but do people notice you when you're doing these videos like, oh, that's the guy from Instagram and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've had a couple folks come up to me either while I'm shooting, if I'm having dinner at Ala Moana. I've also had one lady. I remember this very clearly. I was at Panda Express in Pearl Ridge. I was ordering dinner, and a lady tapped me on my shoulder. She goes, "You're the news guy." I said, "Oh yeah, I do some stuff on Instagram." She goes, "I noticed, so I'm not gonna do anything crazy because I don't want you to film me. I don't want to be on your Instagram." So that moment, it made me laugh, but it also made me realize that to be careful with what I post, of course, too. You know, at the end of the day, we're all human, and the things I do are never to put people down or to make
Yeah.
fun of people. It's really just raising awareness without having a script of the way the maybe news stations are scripted.
Yeah, and you add humor. I mean, one of my
Yeah,
friends
humor
sent
piece.
me the video of that you just posted on Makapu, and you said something like
Oh
"so
yeah.
akamai," and then we
Yeah,
started saying that to each other. But you add humor to it, and it's random stories that the news wouldn't capture. No, the news ain't going to Makapu like and see
exactly.
somebody DJing, and that was just chance too.
Yeah,
Oh, you get
right. So,
lucky with this
whenever I'm out,
coverage.
like, yeah, if there's something I can cover, whether it's traffic, people DJing up Makapu, what else have I seen? All types of stuff. If there's an opportunity, I'm gonna take it and try to see if we can um keep everybody current, you know.
What I do notice is that you're very you push your culture a lot, and you cover your culture and bring a lot of awareness to being Hawaiian, and assume you're Hawaiian, but
Yes.
I feel like you do that in a way that the news wouldn't. And for me, that's important. And I think that how you cover it is genuinely a real Hawaiian giving a real Hawaiian insight about it. And that doesn't come across on a TV or a news. So I always thought, wow, that is what people need to see, because that puts a real connection to the culture. Do you do that on purpose, or is that's just you being you?
I part of it is me being me, but I also do it on purpose too. Um, it's the Hawaiian culture. It's even sometimes Hawaiian language, even if it's throwing things as some pigeon in there. It's like that's the people of Hawaii. That's the audience that we're educating. That's the people we're talking to. Sometimes news stations use big words that some people don't even understand, and it's really just making sense of things, hitting the point, and then also, just making sure you understand your audience. So I'm, very proud Hawaiian local boy, born and raised here, and having the opportunity to use the social media platform to share stories, and really relate and connect with people is really why I love what I do.
Yeah, and I got that connection with your post, like when you went to the lava flow. It was
Mhm.
there. You can tell like there's some kind of passion there, and there's things that you relate to, where it's not just humorous. It's something that's important to you, and that comes across from your videos for sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
But
Yeah, I appreciate it.
your videos are humorous, and it is a lot more easier to do these things on your own and not have to conform, like you said, to a corporate standard.
Mhm.
I think how news is now, and I had a reporter on my show, and he seems to think
Okay.
the same way, is that news eventually is gonna evolve towards internet. For one, it's
Mhm.
instant. Two,
Mhm.
how many young people stay up and watch the news? I was explaining to him, my
Right.
dad then watch the news. My dad still gets the newspaper, but I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know anybody else who does, because I can get my news faster watching Hungry Hawaiian
Oh,
versus,
yeah.
yeah, like he would tell me a story that he just seen on the news. I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that in the morning. So what
Yeah.
you're doing now could actually transcend to be a news media source in the future. That's could you could be onto something, bro.
For sure. Yeah, and I agree with you totally. I think a lot of folks, especially the younger generation, we have our phones on us 24/7. We're scrolling through Instagram, we're on social media. A lot of folks aren't really reading papers these days. We aren't really opening magazines. Everything's digital. So I agree. Yeah, and sometimes videos are more engaging. The way you get to tell the stories, the way you can add, media, photos, videos, pictures, audio. Um, it really can make that story pop more to the audience, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And B-roll and all that. Have you ever
Yeah.
had any kind of negative feedback to what you're doing?
I have, I had one story I had done out on the North Shore here on Oahu. I took a video at a beach that I was at and was just sharing the beach with my audience. And I guess for me, I was unaware that that beach was very special to the people of the community and in the neighborhood. so special that it's really a beach that nobody else knows except for those in the community. So when I had shared that video, I got a lot of negative feedbacks from folks in the community asking me to take it down. Totally understood where they were coming from, respected what they had to share, learning experience for me, and I had taken the video down. So there was that as the story. I've also just gotten comments about, just recently I posted a video up at Makapu'u. I had a tank top on, and one user commented and said, "Oh, let's get this guy a gym membership and some protein." So, people, they have people say the wildest things
Oh
on
yeah.
social media, and they can because they're hiding behind a phone.
Oh
There's
yeah.
no name attached to it sometimes. So, um, a lot of lessons learned and feedback received, but definitely way more positive than negative. But those are the two things that stand out since I've started doing this.
Yeah, and I always say you ain't doing something right until you got a bunch of haters, you know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're right though, and I do see how accessible people are because of social media. Like anybody can
Yeah.
comment on your thing, and people are sometimes terrible. They can say their most hurtful things, and sometimes it can get to you, sometimes it can't. I know I deal with some of it a bunch of times, and like, oh, who's this guy? I
Mhm.
think he could just make a pot, and it's like at first
Yeah.
it'd be like I would engage and I would understand like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm really wasting my time. Like what you said, he's hiding behind his
Yeah.
phone. He's probably living in his mom's basement with Cheeto fingers, and you know what I mean? And it took a lot out of me to separate this crazy internet platform
Yeah.
versus reality. And yeah, I always ask that question, or I ask people who's kind of influencer if you get any kind of negativity thrown at you, which is always the case. They always say yes. I just don't
Yeah.
understand how people can just be at home just hating on other people. I guess
Right.
it's really crazy to me to try and understand that, but it happens, I guess. But you're smart.
Yeah. And then
It's
to
like
receive
water on a
it.
duck's back. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes when you receive it, a lot of times you can have 900 great comments, and that one negative comment will just, throw you in a funk. So it's really, standing strong, remembering why you do what you do, and then also maybe taking it as a lesson learned to,
Yeah.
see how you can make things better moving forward. But
Yeah, you
yeah.
should take him up on it. Yup, tell him UFC gym and
Yeah, yeah.
whatever proteins
At
he want to
UFC
work, bro.
gym,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Sign me up. Get a free
Yeah,
membership.
right.
That's cool. But what do you do? Like, what is your real occupation?
So for my career, I'm actually in the finance industry. So I'm a manager in the finance world.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, so
that's
nothing
totally up.
related to
Yeah.
news, nothing related to journalism. I do get to work with people and families, but um, not so much telling stories the way I get to on Instagram.
So growing up, were you kind of a person that always liked to tell stories, or was personable, or extrovert?
Yeah, I think growing up, I loved um, talking to people, talking to my friends, sharing stories. While I was in high school, I hosted a few of our school shows. We had a carnival that I hosted, and it was all for fun. Never thought that I could actually pursue it and find a niche on social media, but it happened, and I'm super stoked. And a lot of what I'm doing now, I'm still trying to find ways to improve what I do, whether it's the style, finding better equipment, a new microphone, because like you got a super sick setup there. It's like, really trying to
Bruh. To be honest, like
get all that.
if you were see my here, I'll show you. This is my
Yeah.
setup, dude.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Hey, that's perfect. It gets the job done. You got the lighting, you got the mic, you got the backdrop.
Bruh,
Perfect.
I'm in my
Perfect.
bedroom in between my desk, my TV's right here, my bed's right
Yeah.
there. It's like I
Audience,
try,
we don't know. We
yeah.
don't see any of that. Yeah.
It's like my studio, and people say, "Oh, you got your own studio," and I'm like, "Yup." I never showed that before, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
literally stuck here for an hour, and I cannot move. And like I guess it doesn't matter what you got going on, like
Yeah.
equipment wise. I got a cool mic though, that's cool. But and I have the
Yeah.
TikTok ring light. But other than that,
Nice.
it's about the content, right? Is what you're creating. Like you said, you're
Yeah.
filming everything you do on your phone. And I'm thinking you have a full cameraman with a like a
Oh,
microphone.
man, I
Like,
wish.
yeah, you seem like it seems like that. And I guess it comes down to it where it's not about the equipment, it's about the content. And
Yeah.
it just it's just portrayed how you want it to, and it
Yeah.
comes out that way.
Yeah.
So what do
Oh,
you
appreciate it.
see for yourself in this kind of atmosphere in the future? Like, do you want to be on the news, or do you want to get a career in trying to do something in this kind of journalism industry? Because you seem natural at it, and you sound the way you sound,
Oh,
I swear to
appreciate it.
God, you sound like a straight news reporter.
Thanks. I don't know. I think the platform that I have now on social media is nice because, I get to share the stories that I want. I get to share them the way I want, even when I want to. Um, I get to wear what I want. So I think this platform for me works best. Um, it's been good. The challenge I face too is, if anyone ever looks in the trunk of my car, I have 6 different shirts prepared just in case I find a story. I have my tripod. I got an extra battery pack in case my phone's dying, my USB cord. The trunk of my SUV has my entire setup, extra clothes. I have all my hats in the car. So I'm always geared up and ready for a story.
That's cool. And like you could just jump out the car and go. But do you have any way you could monetize this, or even if do you want to?
I think if I could, I would like to monetize it if I could. Instagram does let me monetize my videos at the moment, so I do get paid for the reels that I post through Instagram. I've had a few collaboration opportunities where I've done things for different businesses. I did a promotion for Central Pacific Bank. They rolled out a new checking account through Shaka, which was a paid opportunity, which was great. I got to work with other social media influencers while also just really sticking true to what I am as news. So it's been great. I mean, I see you in your Defend Hawaii shirt. Chris Meheula from Defend Hawaii, super awesome guy.
Oh, you know
I met
Chris.
him.
That's my best
Yeah, so I
friend.
met Chris
Yeah,
through
he's my
Instagram.
sponsor. Yeah, he's
Really?
my sponsor. Yeah.
I
Chris
should have wore one
Mehula
of his
is
shirts.
Chris Mehula is my daughter's godfather. Yeah, he was my business, like
Oh,
he's my best friend. Yeah, one of my best friends. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. That's why I'm
Small world.
sponsored. Yeah, that's
Nice. Yeah, so I met Chris through Instagram. So it's been cool. Yeah, you meet a lot of awesome, awesome people, businesses, athletes, musicians. Um, yeah, it's been
yeah,
great.
I feel like you could, as like your followers grow and your platform gets bigger, then a lot of companies would come on and be like, "Hey, wear my shirt, we'll give you this," or wear a
Yeah.
hat, or mention our company, and then you might have opportunities to be part of commercials, or even shouting out different brands on Instagram. I know
Yeah.
influencer. Well, I know a lot of girls that they wear something and they get a bunch of money.
All right. Yeah.
But
I'm
social
waiting for
media,
Toyota to give me a car. So, throwing that out there.
hey, may happen one day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to take a lot of videos in a new Tacoma or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up, bro?
So I grew up here on Oahu, born and raised on Oahu. Um, I lived in Pearl City for a little while, and then also in Aiea area. But I
Okay.
was in school in town, so I graduated from Punahou School in
Oh,
town.
okay.
So I
Oh, nice.
commuted, yeah, from
I
Central
I
to town every day, which was nice.
oh yeah. Puno is a good school. I mean, it's probably the best on the island. I grad Damien, so we're like
Oh,
not
nice.
Puno.
No,
Oh, so I guess so
and
what
my
the
thing too
Puno,
is,
what is that? Go ahead.
no, my thing too is when it comes to education, I don't think it matters where you get it from. It's what you do with it. That's my model. You can go to, any school and get your education. What you do with your education is really what matters.
That's true. You're right. And I feel the same, I guess. I think at the time I didn't take education as serious as I should. So but I have a lot of friends that went to Punahou that I'm close with, and it's different. They're I guess a little bit more prouder of the school that they went to versus like other people I know that went to different schools.
Oh,
Yeah. So what do you do on your free time?
free time. I love the beach. I love the outdoors. I have a stand-up paddle board. What else? I have a niece. I have a 3-year-old niece that I love hanging out with. But yeah, spending time with family and friends. I love going to new bars, new restaurants. Um, yeah, that's my free time, really. Making some new stories, some content, all of
So
that.
would
Yeah.
like with your content, would you do anything scripted?
I would do some scripted content for sure. I've had opportunities where businesses kind of fed me some lines to say in the
Oh, I
post,
see.
but never a fully scripted one. But I would totally be down to do a fully scripted one for sure.
And what like would you be down to be an actor or I see a lot of these content creators are making videos and stuff like that where they're
Ah,
interacting with people. I could see you doing
yeah,
that kind of stuff too as well.
yeah. I'd be stoked to do something like that. Be in a movie, commercials. Um, yeah, if I had that opportunity, I'd be stoked.
Oh yeah. Well, I think with social media now, the sky's the limit and shoot,
Really, yeah.
everybody's on it. It's kind of
Yep.
finding the balance is what's the problem in my opinion. Like I see a lot of kids where they're buried in their phone or what one of my pet peeves is when I go out to dinner and I see families and three of their kids are on their phone and their parents are
Mhm.
just letting them do it. And for me it's like you're not engaging with your family or you're not engaging in the moment. And it's been a hard situation for me, especially now I have a daughter and she's
Oh,
12, so she's already starting to be about the
do that.
phone and that kind of stuff, where I do understand it's important to have that aspect in your life, but also you need to engage in the moment. And
For sure.
because everybody's all about their phones nowadays, it's hard to kind of navigate it where it balances out correctly. What do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, I remember, yeah, I go out to dinner sometimes and I see families, yeah, same situation. We got the kids there on their phones. And what's worse is sometimes I see the kids with headphones, pulled on
Oh,
headphones, not even talking. They're just glued to the phone with their headphone, eating their dinner, not even looking at mom or dad, their brother, their grandma. So it's kind of sad to see that. And I think that's also one of the reasons why when I make any content that I do, I really try to keep it, 50 seconds,
yeah,
not too long, entertaining, fun. But yeah, I think there needs to be a way to have the younger generation still know the importance of in-person, connections and talking story with your parents and not just always doing things behind the phone or behind the FaceTime, but actually sitting down at a table and talking story, like
yeah,
we're a lot of the younger generation, it's missing that, but
yeah.
I mean,
I,
I guess I can say the same, but yeah, yeah.
how is your interaction with social media? Do you like post something and it's like all about like, oh, I gotta look how much likes I get or how much comments, or you just kind of leave it alone and maybe check it out later? I know a few people that is so important how much likes they,
Oh,
and it becomes like not like a drug, but kind of like a addiction. And it
yeah,
seems like that's being more, it's gonna happen more, especially in the younger generation. And
right.
it does increase dopamine from things that I've read, where you
Mhm.
need that that like or that comment to make you feel a certain way. Is that happening
Yeah.
with you, or is like, ah, whatever?
No, I think for me, it's kind of whatever. Um, I do like the likes and the comments, but that does not drive why I do what I do. For me, I'll post my content. Today I posted a video at Iolani Palace, posted that. I was on the road driving, checked it, when I got home just to see what people are saying. But I'm not looking, okay, did I hit this many likes? Did I
Oh,
get this
okay.
many comments? What's the engagement like? Um, yeah, no, I'm definitely not that person. And I think that's also why I only post maybe like once a week, once maybe
Oh,
twice
I
a
see.
week. But I'm not, posting too often either. So
Well, I
I
guess it's
I I like
quality.
in-person things.
Yeah, so do I was at a
Yeah.
I said it before, but I was at this Third Eye Blind concert a while ago. This was before the pandemic. And
Mhm.
the band was playing, and whatever, every song that they like, they take out their phone, and of course you see all these phones in the crowd. And the concert was going on, and then one song he started to play, and then he just stopped. And the lead singer was, okay, for this one song, put your phones away. I want to engage with you guys,
Wow.
not behind a screen. And I want you to connect with you guys in this moment, right here, right now. And nobody needs to see it on the other end of your phone. This is our moment right here, right
Wow.
now. And I was standing in the crowd, and I'm a fan of Third Eye Blind. And when he said that, I was like, whoa, this is life. Like, this is how it was
Yeah.
like 15-20 years ago. Like, nobody had
Right.
phones, nobody had a video camera in their pocket. So the
Yeah.
moment became more engaging versus, I need to show
Right.
everybody I'm at the Third Eye Blind concert, like, check this video out. And it seemed more genuine. I was at
Nice.
Lani Kai a few weeks ago, or yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I was at Lani Kai, and I seen all these girls taking videos and pictures, and they're from the mainland. And
Yeah.
it's so weird because they're, as soon as they were done taking the pictures, they left. I'm thinking, these guys flew
Oh.
all the way from the mainland. They were here on one of the
Mm.
nicest beaches on earth, but all they cared about was showing everybody on their social media that they were on one of the nicest beaches on earth, and they didn't even have a chance to enjoy it. So I was thinking, like,
Yeah.
this the direction that we're going in? So I always try to figure out a happy medium, because you need social media. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a promoter for nightclubs and stuff, so I use that as a marketing tool, as well as you
Yeah.
doing your content for entertainment. The So there, I
Yeah.
do understand there's places for it, but when it starts to consume people is where it's like, oh, broad, something gotta change. You know what I mean? Sorry, I was
Really.
just
And I think
ranting.
no, go no, because you say that now, and I think I uh, I am I'm not the person who goes a place for a picture of where I'm at, but I am that guy where when we're at the restaurant and all the food gets dropped or when all the drinks get dropped, I'm like, wait, I'm posting this. Let's get a boomerang. Let me take a picture of the food. So yeah, it's something, and a lot of my friends don't like it, but I'm
Yeah.
that guy. I'll get your glasses doing a boomerang.
Oh, bro, I just
Um,
like eat, you know,
let me grab a
kind
photo of
of.
the food. Yeah, the food's gonna get cold already. So Yeah,
Oh, the
funny
worst.
you
My
say that.
girlfriend's like that too. Okay, everybody put your drinks in, and one, two, three, take it out.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
she looks at her
yeah,
phone. Okay, wait, do it again. Okay, wait,
yeah,
wait.
yeah,
And next thing you know, I'm just like, huh, I just like drink my drink. Come on.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it it is cool for other people to see. I just wish people would find like a balance where it's not
for
important,
sure.
but it is important in the same way. And
Yeah,
I have people that base a lot of what they do on promoting themselves on social media because I
mm,
know DJs, I know people that do music, and it's a tool to get your stuff out there to people who would not even
yeah,
know where you are. And I do
yeah,
understand there's a lane for that. There's also a big need for in moment moments, I guess.
for sure. No, I agree 100%. Yeah,
But you are capturing a lot of in moment moments. I mean, especially you just jump out of your car and see people doing things, and
yeah,
it's kind of cool to see and have you talk about it because sometimes some of the things that you're reporting on, like I said, that isn't covered by news or regular.
yeah.
But with your platform, it's worldwide, I guess. Social media is that way. But where do you see social media taking control in the future? What do you think is going to happen with that now? Because I remember back in the day, it was just MySpace and stuff like that, and it was just trying to meet
Great.
chicks online. But now it's something
Yeah,
else.
I know social media, it's turning into it's almost for what I see it as, it's like replacing the TV where people are instead of sitting on the couch watching their TV screen, they're sitting in their car, they're sitting in their restaurant, they're sitting at the beach, looking at their phones. And now social media, you look at YouTube, you got these ads now that come out. You have all these things that social media was never about that now even social media companies are finding ways to make money from
Yeah.
businesses to target, different users. So it's pretty crazy to see how social media is transforming and moving, and also just how quick everything is happening.
Yeah.
You can boost posts, you can pay Instagram. I mean, I know people who buy followers on Instagram. It's yeah, social media, it's it can be intended for great use, but I can also see it being something that people maybe abuse or need to
Yeah.
know how to balance, kind of how you said earlier.
Plus, too, I think
Yeah,
with the younger generation, they're accepted like bullying. You can get cyber bullied now. When for me,
yeah,
when I was growing up, that was never an issue. If you had a problem at school, it didn't follow you home. And I mean,
yeah,
kids are kids, they go make trouble and tease and stuff like that. But you get it all day at school, and then you come home and they still teasing you on Instagram and stuff like that. And
right.
it can become a problem to where it affects children in a negative way. And for me, it's something I always worry about because of my daughter. Like, you got to be a little
Yeah,
bit protective, but you got to be also loosen the reins and let them experience stuff. It's such a weird
right.
thing to navigate nowadays because like my parents never had to do that. They don't have to worry about people talking trash to me online or something like that, right?
Yeah, some fake profiles sending me messages. Like
Yeah.
nowadays, yeah, there's all kind of stuff going on. It's crazy,
Well, I
crazy
think
stuff.
with you and what you do, like you would probably experience a lot more of that because as more popular as you get, the more haters you're gonna have, I guess.
Yeah, haters, comments, yeah, all kind of. And then when other different social media pages repost your things, it's a whole
Yeah,
nother audience who are commenting on things. So yeah, it's I think if for anybody who is interested in, being some form of social media influencer, you do need to have tough skin to take
yeah.
whatever comes your way, whether it's bullying comments, people could flag your content just to take it down for no reason. So yeah, you need some tough skin for sure.
Yeah. So how are your friends and family kind of liking what you're doing, or how are they taking what you're doing?
It's funny. So my friends knew me as someone who loved the news from a long time ago. We'd be out at the beach, we'd be at a restaurant, I'd shoot some news stuff. So as my profile got gained more following, a lot of my friends are like, "Oh yeah, that's Justin. We know him as that already." For my parents, I would say sometimes if I'm having dinner with them, I'd go out and go meet them. Some people would come up to me and say, "Hey, you're Justin KAINOA from the news." And then my parents were like, "What is going on? Like, how do these people know you?" So it's been fun. It's been crazy. My friends knew me as this for a long time, and then it's also now kind of letting my mainly my dad know because he doesn't have any social media at all. Like, so I do these news stories on Instagram. Apparently, a lot of people across the state watch it and share it. So sometimes when we're out in public, people will say hi that we don't know. So yeah, it's
They
crazy.
must trip out, huh?
Yeah,
My
they
son's a
do. They
celebrity.
do. Yeah, I think my dad told me he was at work one day, and one of his coworkers said, "Oh, I got to show you this guy who did this funny news story." He showed my dad the video. My dad goes, "That's my son." Like, yeah, it's crazy.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it like the shares and people, yeah, that's how I guess it blows up, but at least your
yeah.
friends and family support what you're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. And the scary part too for me is I don't know who's watching. I don't know
Oh
who's
yeah.
following me. It could be a coworker. It could be my boss. It could be you really have no idea who's watching. So yeah,
Yeah, it's funny. These episodes that I have are on Olelo, and the other day I was
yeah.
at the bridge by my house, and one of the neighbors walked by. He goes, "Hey, you're the guy on TV." And I'm thinking like, "No." And then I say, "Oh yeah, I am." I'm thinking, "Oh, you
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
Olelo?" Like I always like I trip out like who watches Olelo, but I got
yeah,
stopped a few times like at the gym or at a supermarket. They said, "Oh, we seen you on
yeah.
TV." And before I had a producer before, now I don't, but when he put it on Olelo, he put my phone number on there. So I would have people calling my phone and say, "Oh, I seen your episode about so and so. Can you connect me with that person because I have questions about something?" And well, it was cool, but a little scary also. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
to see who hears or sees what, because I put like this stuff
yeah,
out there. I have no idea who listens to it, and then I get the analytics, and it could be there's stuff people listening from all over the country,
yeah,
or they all have
yeah.
VPNs. Is one or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like people who aren't even following who are engaging in the content, who are watching it, who are sharing it. And so it it goes all over.
Well, I would think with your stuff, a lot of people that were living here in Hawaii that moved would love it,
Mm,
because
yeah.
I know a bunch of people in Vegas and stuff listen to my stuff because they want to hear local people talk your story. So I would assume that people would want to catch that little touch of home from what you're doing. I'm sure you probably get a lot of comments and stuff from people out of town.
Yeah, I've seen folks from the States. I was just looking the other day at folks in Philippines, Thailand,
Oh wow.
a good amount of folks in Nevada, so probably somewhere in
Yeah.
Vegas. But yeah, all around the world, not just Hawaii. So it's nice. It's cool.
You should take this to like say Vegas, they have Pure Aloha, and you could do
Oh
segments from
yeah.
those things, and oh, that would resonate big time. And like you said, like people would
Yeah.
recognize you and be like, "Hey, that's just." And
Yeah.
Hawaii people would always they Hawaii people. One thing Hawaii people is known for is they support Hawaii people. So
Yeah.
that would be something cool that you could think about. I mean, you got to fly up there and stuff, but oh, people would love
Yeah.
to see you up there doing your thing in their hometown and stuff like that. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be sick. Yeah, no, that's definitely, it's something I would like to do actually, hopefully this year.
Yeah,
Um, we'll see. Yeah.
we'll see, man. And so
Um,
if you in a perfect world, what would you want for the future in what you're doing of
hmm,
like say you can take this to the next level, what would that be?
I were to take this, good question. I think for me, I look at other local people who did things on social media and I see where they're at. I look at Xavier Cummings, how's this guy, just to see,
Oh yeah.
just this local guy from Kauai, true to his roots, true to who he is, and he makes content that everybody loves. You see like Passion Santos, who was doing things on social media. You can look at people like Bretman Rock, who is now huge all
Oh
over the
yeah.
place, and it's these local people who have these talents and use their social media platform to be true to whoever they are or whatever they're interested in. So I think for me, I'd love to continue doing news stories. Um, I think it would be super, super cool if I could almost be, you see, like how Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres have their own talk shows, to be able to interview local people the way you do, share their stories. Um, and sometimes it could be people, it could be businesses, musicians, or just things going on around Hawaii that are important that maybe the regular news doesn't cover. I think that would be awesome. Something I
That's
would love to
cool.
do. Yeah.
Well, I think your future could definitely project you in that direction. I think you
Oh,
have that
appreciate it.
charisma, and you have the that voice that just sounds like a newscaster, bro.
Oh, thanks. Hey,
But
and same
let's
goes to you. I've been watching your stuff.
Oh,
I saw
really?
you did an interview. Oh yeah, I think you did Big Koa, right?
Oh
From
yeah, I
Island
just had him on. Yeah, yeah.
965. Like, so yeah, I was watching your stuff too, and you got the setup, you got the questions, you're pretty much a natural at what you're doing. So it's awesome. And that's what people are doing now, is they're doing podcasts. I notice it's podcasts are taking off. People are at work and they're just sitting at work with headphones and they're listening
Yeah.
to podcasts. That's sick.
That's what I do. I work in a lab, and that's kind of what
Nice.
prompted me to want to do it. I mean, I'm in the lab by myself, and I was getting bored of listening to music all the time. So I started listening to Joe Rogan, and then I had a different other
Mm,
podcast that I started to get into. And I'd be like, oh, this would be kind of fun to do. And I always said I'm gonna do it, and I would tell my friends, okay, I'm gonna start my own podcast. I'll start my own podcast. And my one of my good friends who's a DJ was on somebody else's podcast, and he called
oh,
me out
nice.
on it. Like, oh, I'm stoked to see you doing a podcast. My friend's always talking about it, and I'm still waiting. And because of that comment,
Oh,
prompted me to get started. And it's a process, and it's
nice.
something to learn. And at the time, it was cool for me to learn something new. So I
Yeah,
created the platforms, and then you got to learn how to get it to where you want it to be. And then
yeah,
I learned how to use YouTube. I made my own website. So it became a
nice.
project where for me I was learning new things which I haven't done in a long time. So
Mm,
because I was learning new things, and you start getting more motivated. And then when my
mm-hmm.
producer, he couldn't produce my show anymore because he got he got promoted in his job. I had to learn how to
Oh,
video edit. So I'm like, okay,
wow.
how do I do this? Like my
Yeah.
show's gonna die right off the bat because I don't know how to do it. And I asked a couple friends, YouTube, and I started like you. I used iMovie on my Mac,
Yeah,
and then I kind of
nice.
outgrew it. So I started using Final Cut Pro, and then the amount of things you can do with that thing, I barely even
Yeah,
scratched the surface. And I watch my stuff from before, and I can see the progression. So I always say results equal motivation. It's like if you're trying to lose weight, you start losing a couple pounds, you're like, oh, yup, it's working. So you're more motivated.
Yeah.
So same with anything that becomes successful, you get motivated with good results. So I've been
Yeah.
noticing like, wow, it seems different. It's getting better. And it starts motivating me more to look more into what I can do with Final Cut Pro or with different editing tools and stuff. And yeah, who knows? Maybe that's gonna be something that I'm gonna do in the future because I
Yeah, maybe,
enjoy it. It's fun.
for
And
sure.
when you put something out there, it's like, wow, I created that whole thing and it feels good. Like I'm
Uh,
sure with you, um, and then I'd be able to edit videos with my daughter. I edited one of her playing
yeah,
volleyball the other day, and then I had one when we were in Disneyland, and it's becoming to where it's exciting again, and things are new, and I'm learning. For me, that's kind of cool.
that's awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats, dude.
So when you do your videos, how many takes does it take, or you can just spit it off one crack?
Um, it depends. There's times I can just throw it out and it's because I have to, because I need the shot before it's done. So I gotta like
Oh,
shoot my thing. But sometimes it will take me maybe things, 3 or 4 shots to get what I want. So like I'll be out, I see something worth filming, I'll shoot my intro, I'll shoot my exit scene, and then in between I'm shooting a bunch of B-roll, and then I'll go home and try to talk about the B-roll, and I just throw the audio over it, put it
oh.
together in iMovie, throw my little logo in the corner, and then I post it to Instagram. But
So when you do
sometimes
your
definitely takes a couple shots.
when you do your audio, like when you're recording your audio from a video that you did at home, what do you use? Because I've done videos before, and I would just use my on my phone. They have the voice recorder memo thing, and I would
Yeah.
use that, and then I'll pull that audio off and just connect it to the video. I don't know if other people do that, but
See, this is where I probably need help. So what I'm doing right now is I'm recording a video on my iPad, and then I'm importing the video and just detaching the audio
oh
and throwing it over the B-roll. That's probably not the smartest thing to do, but that's what I'm doing right now.
yeah. So my one of my best friends is DJ Hoppa Boy, and he does a lot of
I know
videos.
him too from
Yeah,
Instagram. I never got to meet him yet, but yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
So his dad is Tiny Tadani. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he grew up editing Tiny's, remember Tiny TV?
Yeah, yeah.
So I get so much tips and tricks from him
Oh,
because he does it. So he taught me that. So whenever if I want to voice over something, you use the voice
yeah.
memo on your phone, and all you're doing is recording the audio, and then you can share it. You can share the audio, airdrop it to you to whatever,
Oh,
and now you have
okay.
a audio file, and then you just connect that to your video, and now you have audio during the b-roll or whatever.
Dang, okay, good to know.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it's cool. I've been learning a lot, and yeah, I'm not like any professional, like he does all kind of professional video stuff. So yeah, hit him up. He's always happy to help, like especially video
Nice.
stuff. Yeah, because I
Oh,
feel
that's
like your content's only gonna get better. You just gotta put in the
hopefully.
different, but you're gonna get addicted. Like if you start doing video editing and doing all the different cool stuff,
Yeah.
it's
Keep
gonna
looking at my
open.
phone all night, like,
Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, if you ever get to it where you're editing on your computer and using programs, oh, bruh, the it's like a whole new world, and they have plugins where you
Wow.
can do stuff. It's cool for like people that's creating movies and things. It's like now you can do it at
Mm,
your home. Just like musicians, they can record and put out. They don't need a recording studio and stuff. They can do it all home with the software nowadays.
yeah.
Anyways, but shoot, we've been going for about an hour, man. I appreciate you for coming on my show. I always wanted to talk story with you and see
Oh,
why
appreciate it.
you
Yeah.
do what you do and what kind of direction you wanted to take what you're doing. And right, I think what you're doing is cool. I think there's a big need for that. I think people in Hawaii need to have a fun news outlet that is on random things as well as important things. And like I said, you do connect with your culture, so that's super cool. But so where can people find you and check out all your content, man?
You know what? Right now, I'm really just on Instagram at Justin Kainoa. That's JAHSTINKAINOA. That's where I post most all of my things. That's really the only social media outlet I use to
Oh,
post my
that's
content
perfect.
is Instagram. Yeah, I
Oh,
tried TikTok, don't know how to use it, so I just stuck with Instagram, and I think that's where most of the audience I'm targeting is. So yeah, I'm on only on Instagram for now, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get onto YouTube, try the TikTok thing. So
yeah. Or you
yeah,
could start your own podcast. That
maybe I'll start my own podcast. We'll see. Yeah,
would be cool. Yeah, TikTok is kind of weird. Like I've tried it and I don't know, it's not
yeah,
my thing.
it's hard.
I see all these kids everywhere just on the side
Yeah,
doing like dances and like even I
dances.
was yeah, I was at this volleyball tournament and I seen girls like in the corner of the arena dancing and making videos and I was like, this is okay, this is for
Yeah,
TikTok.
yeah. This is where things are moving, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. But for me personally, my Instagram is Thaddy Daddy Hi. Our Above the Bridge podcast is on Instagram, YouTube page, all Above the Bridge podcast, and our website is atbpod.com. I appreciate you for coming on my show. It's been awesome to talk with you. And I my biggest wonder for talking with you is like, do you talk
Yeah.
regular or do you talk like how you talk in your videos? So this
Good
is kind of
question.
cool. But thank you
Well,
for
no, I
coming
thank
on.
you.
And I
Yeah, no, thank
yeah,
you for having me. I appreciate it. It was stoked to talk story with you. I love what you're doing too. You're hitting up a lot of awesome local people, which I think is really, really cool to see local people highlighting and supporting other local people.
oh, I appreciate that. That's what I've been trying to do and try to throw some shine on people doing different things. And yeah, and it's been fun. I get to have one-on-one conversations with cool people. And um I said it before, a big thing about why I do this is I'll have all these video files
Yeah.
and not anytime soon, but when I'm gone, my daughter can watch all these and
Yeah.
kind of know the person I am and be able to hear me and hear me talking and stuff like that. So it's kind of a cool thing that I hope in the future would be something cool for her to listen to. But
For
or
sure.
she won't.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sure she will. I'm sure she
yeah.
will.
But I do want to have you back on in the future and see where you're
Yeah.
at, what you're doing, and see what happened from now until the next time I talk to you. And I do hope to meet you in person and shake your hand. And
Yes.
yeah, it'll be a cool to see what happens in the future, man. Keep doing what you're doing, and you're basically entertaining the people of Hawaii and making them smile. And for me, that's basically what aloha is. So you're spreading aloha, and this earth needs it more than ever, especially right now.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, Thad. For sure. I hope, yeah, to one day meet you in person too. Let's grab a drink or something. Like,
Yep, for
totally
sure,
down.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. We'll shock us for the cameras. All right, man. We're out. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.